Alright, today we're going to see if we can get the body off the chassis. I think I have pretty much everything unbolted. Now I just need to build a body cart. So I'm going to go pick up some wood real quick and see if we can make a body cart. Oh, why is it going kipping?
It's the seal, I think. Or maybe it's
Hold it up.
that seal.
Go over.
Oh.
Alright, so we got the body off, and now I'm going to start tearing down the chassis. I'm going to take out all the brake lines, take the pans off, take the old sound deadening. Alright, I'm headed back. We just picked up a 76 Beetle on the old Facebook Marketplace. It's got a Chasis motor. Right, here's the 76 standard Beetle. There's Davey. It's a Baja fender on one side. The motor is locked up. Originally a green car. It was last registered in 2017. So I got the jump pack hooked up, and we got both dash lights, but it is not cranking over. Alright, so since our starter isn't engaging, I'm going to go to the solenoid and jump across it with a screwdriver. It should start the starter. So still just clicks. So I think our starter is shot.
No, we don't have that feature.
Alright, I picked up a 30mm socket so I can try to break this loose. We're gonna have to remove that engine tin, so I'm gonna get that removed. and then we'll see if we can't break this engine free. Alright, now we should be able to remove this chain. There we go. So now I want to get the 30mm socket on this crank bolt and see if we can get it to break loose. It's currently locked up. Previous owner made sure she was well oiled. I'm gonna pull the deck lid off so I can get some more clearance. Runza? Alright, I tried to get the crankcase, the crank to move with this cheater pipe and 30mm socket, and it's just moving that bolt and tightening that bolt. But I looked in here and I see that our ignition switch has two little wires that aren't hooked up, and I don't know what this on and off switch, toggle switch is, but oh, that's the AC. Alright, I tried prying on the crank with the 30mm socket. Still won't free up, so I'm gonna pull the motor. Now under the car you need a 17 again. And there's a bolt here and here. Got that one off already. Now I just need to get this other 17 off. Alright, and then you have to disconnect your heater cables, which is an 8mm, and loosen that up a bit, and then your cable should slide right out. And then same with the other side. This one, for some reason, has two, so I'm gonna take off both. And then one more 17 bolt all the way back there. Alright, gonna get this motor tore down and see what the problem is. You gonna change it or not?
Alright, so that might be part of the problem. There's a little water in the intake. So yeah, that's why the oil's so high.
Cause it's full of water.
It's full of water. Slight change in plans with the 75. So I got to looking at the 66 and then looking at the chassis of this. I want to do front disc on this car, and it's a 75, so it has front disc. And I also wanted to do independent rear suspension on this car, so that also has independent rear suspension. We had to pull the motor because the motor was locked up, so it is at the machine shop now getting ready to be rebuilt, and we'll get all those parts back, rebuild the motor. But this car is just not worth putting that much money into. It's rusty, but the chassis is really good, and it would not take much to put this body on that chassis, and I'd much rather put an earlier bug back on the road. So we got everything unbolted and this body's ready to come off the chassis, so let's take the body off. Okay, here's what's left of the 75. Alright, so I got one pan out of the 76 chassis, and now I'm going to go ahead and sawzall the rest of the other side out. So the goal with the 66 was to build it on a budget. So we took the body off that 76. It had everything that I wanted to go with on the 66 build. It's got the independent rear suspension and front disc brakes. And so I cut the pans out of this and we sold the body. I'll put a picture of that up. All in, I paid $1,000 for the car. I sold the body for 500 bucks, and then I plan to sell these wheels, so all in for 500 bucks. I bought the 66 for 600 bucks, and it came with a torn apart motor, but it had kind of a rare Brazilian block, and I was able to sell that block for 500 bucks. So in total I have 600 bucks into the car. Thanks for watching the video on the 66. I can't wait to keep going on this build. I want to do it on a budget, so see how cheap we can build this 66 Beetle.